We're back, baby. Good morning. Welcome to the most underrated show on YouTube. Lots of stuff today. Inflation. Goldman Sachs says that Bitcoin is now for real. Let's see. Boeing said a lot of things too. This is going to get very, very interesting. Let's do it. All right, guys. Good morning. Welcome back. We got a lot of stuff going on. Everyone wants to know about crypto. There's a lot about crypto today. Mark Cuban says things about crypto. Goldman Sachs is saying things about crypto. A lot of things about crypto out there. All right, NASDAQ. Let's see, futures, everything's green. Every morning I look at this, I just assume it's going to be green or it's going to be just a tiny bit of red, and that's usually the case. So let's get at this. By the way, I got my new iPad. I'm looking at it right now. This thing's sweet. I'm going to figure out sometime this week how to write on it so I don't have to use this Epic pen anymore, and it's going to be great. Mo never lets me down with the crypto talk. You know what the problem is? I look for stories out there every morning. I look for 7 to 10 stories, and so much of it has to do with crypto. And not only does it revolve in it's not just the crypto world. It has banks like Goldman Sachs now talking about it. So it's hard for me to ignore when banks like Goldman, which is one of the big four, is saying that this is a new asset class, coupled with it's getting into there's a lot of countries that are now looking at it. The Fed is talking about it now. Jerome Powell spoke about it on Thursday or Friday last week. So I'm here to tell you the news of the day. And unfortunately for me, I was texting Nicole this morning. She's like, do you have a lot to talk about? I'm like, yeah, there's 2 really big crypto stories out there. Not my favorite thing to talk about, but it is what it is. And I think we need to talk about it. You can't ignore things that are driving markets. And whether we want to listen to it or not, or whether we like it or not, or agree with it or not, crypto is a big driver of this market. So maybe making its own market. So let's see what happens with that, and we'll go on. So first thing I want to do is I want to talk about this inflation story. Now, I always say to you, there's always going to be a market narrative. First it was, I'm just going to go back to like 2018. It was China trade. Then it moved into, I can't remember what it was. Then it moved into, what did it move into? I can't remember that one either. But then it moved into the coronavirus, and then it moved into this. So there's always a market narrative. It is very clear now that the new market narrative is going to be inflation. That's just what it is. Everybody's talking about it. Based on the Google searches that we're seeing out there, everyone's talking about it. Based on this, whatever this right here is, this graph, this is the new market narrative. So keep an eye on the inflation talks. It is going to drive markets one way or the other, especially depending on what the Fed says, what the central bank says. German, I appreciate it. We're going to donate anything that you donate today. I'll do a stock review if you want me to, but anything you donate today will be, and by the way, I'm going to cap it at like 3 stock reviews. So anything that you donate today is going to be funneled into tomorrow's donation on the live show, but I appreciate that, German. That's awesome for you to do that. So everyone's talking about inflation. Higher inflation is now a consensus. And furthermore, inflation is now the biggest risk for the market. So there you go. This is it. And initially identified by 35% of the survey, 194 respondents who manage a combined almost $600 billion worth of assets is in this. So investors are broadly concerned about inflation. It suggests stock prices are. Now this is where the story got interesting to me, and where I saw this a couple times this morning, that inflation talks are priced in. Now, when we look at where the markets are, where the Dow is, NASDAQ, and S&P, they're not very far from their highs. So if inflation is really this big of a concern, then how is it already priced in? We haven't had any move at all. Now, people priced in coronavirus. That was 38% drop, 38 to 40% drop. I don't know the exact number, but that is that I'm just so perplexed by this, that they would say that it's already baked into the market. We don't even have a consensus on inflation yet. That number came out, the 4.1 or 4.3 number came out 3 weeks ago. The Fed is insistent that the inflation is not above 2%. So it's not like there's a consensus on it of where the true inflation number is. And frankly, I don't think that we've gotten to the point where inflation has really, yes, there's increased asset prices, and that's what it means for you. increased asset prices, increased housing prices, increased food, construction, you name it. There's a big increase in everything. But that's what it means coming from the investor standpoint. But I still don't know if it's finished yet. I think if we do price in truly, if we put in the 4.3%, I believe it was 4.3%, I do think that there would be a lot of assets that would be a lot higher than they currently are. So according to Google, search interest in inflation is at an all-time high. That's a big number. So we're going to see, let's see, why did I highlight this? But the stock market may look past, and none of this is to say that the economy won't take a hit should hotter than expected inflation come to fruition. But the stock market may look past this event if it does indeed arrive as investors look towards a better future. And I take that as maybe they're already pricing it in. I don't know. I've always been, it actually went back to the China trade talks in 2018. A lot of people said that things were priced in, this was priced in, interest rate cuts were priced in. That's when they started cutting the rates. And it was at that time when I basically started to realize for myself that there's never, nothing is ever baked in. Yeah, maybe it is baked in some regard, but anytime big news comes out, it always seems that news is not baked in. So to me, I am not a big believer that things are baked into pricing. Remember, this market moves on emotion, and people's emotion does still affect the day-to-day. The majority of people are not long-term investors. So that is that on inflation. That was a lot of inflation. All right. Now, the moment that everybody has been waiting for, Mo talking about Bitcoin. It's time to take Bitcoin way more seriously as an investable asset, says Goldman Sachs. That's a big statement. I mean, Goldman Sachs is one of the big four. So let's see. Bitcoin is now considered an investable asset. It has its own idiosyncratic risk, partly because it is relatively new and going through the adoption phase. So, true. I'm not going to, I won't talk about that. Oh, wait, we'll do that in other videos. In truth, if Bitcoin is to be considered a new asset class, it has a lot in common with one area of the stock market. Often, very volatile penny stocks that are wildly gyracious in the tiniest bit of news. So, when I read this story this morning, I got very disappointed in myself for not correlating Bitcoin with the penny stocks. And I'm very disappointed that I didn't make that correlation. But let's see here. Bitcoin, oh my goodness gracious. Bitcoin continued to be under massive pressure on Sunday, plunging more than 15% by afternoon trading. It's crashed about 50% from its high. That's crazy. Ether, I don't know what that is. You guys could tell me what Ether is. Nosedive another 18%, and that is down 60%. Crazy. Now, I highlighted this in green because Paul and I told you so. The serious price correction in cryptos comes amid a groundswell of negative news, mostly from government officials worldwide. We told you that there was going to be, whoops, that was wrong. We told you that there was going to be government involvement in anything that gets this big. Here it is. Jerome Powell said last week, chairman of the Fed, that it would continue to look at a digital dollar for the United States. That's a lot. The effective functioning of our economy requires that people have faith and confidence not only in the dollar but also in payment networks, banks, and other payment services. Blah blah blah. I understand his point. Now, when we get to talking about the Powell and how the government's going to go about this, it's going to get interesting. You have China that has already, I believe that they've banned cryptocurrency. I think it said it down in here. Maybe not. So China has, I know that China has done something to get rid of it. And I think that is in the next story where Mark Cuban talks about it. Give me 1 second here. China on Friday underscored its intent to it didn't get rid of it, to crack down on digital assets. And the U.S. Treasury Department said it planned to enforce anti-money laundering rules and request that crypto transactions of $10,000 be reported to the government. So Here's your government involvement. It's gonna get interesting. Mark Cuban came out and he said that this crypto thing is the great unwind. Traders borrow to buy Ether, use Ether to borrow alt stable coin, use that to LP. I'm gonna say these acronyms. I don't know what these mean. To buy to a high APY pair. Took the SLPs and staked them. Basically, there's a revolving door here, and it all comes down. It comes back to unstake, remove liquidity, repay. So this is a vicious cycle, and there is this is whether you think what do you think about bank centralized Bitcoin in the future? I mean, I do think that was a good question, Kiki. I think that I do think that it's going to be centralized. Listen, the fact that Goldman Sachs came out and said that it's going to be a big, that it's an asset class. To me, that means big banks, central banks are going to get involved. Government's going to get involved. I knew this was going to happen. Paul and I knew this was going to happen. They're going to figure it out, and it'll still be something that you can make money on. Now, is it going to have its drastic swings like it has and whatnot? I don't know, but we'll see. It's an interesting thing. It's getting me more interested in looking at it, not investing in it, just looking at it. And that's that. Guys, smash the like button for me. Also, under my picture right here, follow me on Instagram. I post some cool things on there. It's at @TraderMo_EM. All right. Federal Reserve. Let's see here. Atlanta Fed President Raphael Bostic said in an interview on Sunday that the Fed's main focus now is on jobs and disputed the assumption that the Fed does not do what Wall Street wants. I don't do what Wall Street wants. I do what's best for the economy. If Wall Street has an investment in the economy and the economy grows, they do better. Fair statement. Pretty short. I didn't watch the interview. I probably want to watch the interview. He seems like a pretty good Fed chair. Fed member. For us to succeed on the job side, there's going to be success on the wealth side. You can't go have one without the other. I always just look at it as I've never worked for a broke person, and that is what that is. So if it just is that way. If you want more money, those who have the most money are the employers. Okay. Boeing. So those of you that are in the BidN'Ask Nation, you know that Boeing is on our watch list. And guys, smash that like button. I know I just said it 2 minutes ago, but let's smash it. Emirates warns that if Emirates warns Boeing it will refuse the 777X jets if they don't meet the commitments. This guy seems like a stickler when I was reading this article. The head of Emirates Airline, big airline, one of Boeing's biggest customers, has warned U.S. plane makers that it would refuse delivery of the 777X jets if they fall short of the contractual performance and commitments. So Boeing has, as we all know, airlines have had a rough year. Boeing has had an extremely rough year. Boeing dropped below $100 a share from its peak of about $400 a share, I believe, pre-pandemic. I think that was in December or November of 2019. But in an interview broadcast on Monday, President Tim Clark said he has not received any performance details on the jet's engines so far, even as that test flights have begun. This is according to him, Boeing had a recent history of overpromising on performance of new jets, including the 737 MAX and the 787 Dreamliner. I've never been on a Dreamliner. I really want to go on one, but I've been on the 737 MAX. That was cool, I guess. We will not accept the airplane unless it's performing 100% to contract. So he wants what he wants. So guys, I do like, let's see, weekly chart on Boeing is strong upward trend. Okay, so we'll take a look at that. But I do like Boeing. I think it's a great company. They do extremely, there's basically two big plane makers in the world, and it's Boeing and Airbus. One's in the United States, one's not. So the state-owned Emirates is one of the biggest long-haul airliners with a fleet of around 140 Boeing 777s -300s. Okay, so it's ordered, listen to this, guys. It has ordered 126 777Xs. This is a $50 billion deal. So Boeing, they better get it together. That's all I have to say. They've had a very difficult run-in, Not only did they have coronavirus to deal with, they had to deal with the 737 MAX right before that. It's just been a rough go for them. It's something that I definitely am following right now. I can't imagine that this is good news for the stock, but I remember I bought Boeing. I still think I have puts on Boeing at like $50, but I remember buying Boeing at $99.99 and took it up to 260, 160. I don't know what it was at, but it was a pretty good run on Boeing. So let's go to Ford. This is awesome. That's all I have to say. The Ford Lightning. I love this truck because it actually looks like a truck. I was very excited for the Tesla truck, and then it looked like a spaceship, and I'm not really interested in driving around in a blocky spaceship, but this thing looks sick. Let's get into it a little bit. So Ford has built an electric version of its popular F-150 truck. I love that they've kept the same body style, and they're saying it's going to be the quickest truck that they've ever built. Starts at about $40,000. And I read somewhere, not in this article, it was a blog, that it gets to about $90,000 for the Platinum model. So the only problem I have with this is this number right here, this range. That range just kills me. The reason I don't have an electric car yet, and I did just order a Tesla Model S, but I ordered it because I like the range that it's getting to. But I just have a very difficult time buying a car that, especially a truck, of something that I want to tow with. And this says it can tow 10,000 pounds. If you're towing 10,000 pounds with this thing, let's put it this way. I had a Ram 1500 Eco Diesel, and that thing did, say, call it 30 miles a gallon. When I towed with it, I got about 13 miles a gallon. So I have to think that, let's say I go best case scenario getting 30 miles per charge. I'm at less than 150 miles on a charge. I mean, this thing is rated for 10,000 pounds of towing, but if they can just pump these numbers up, even if they can get 400 miles, that'd be awesome. This is a beautiful truck. I love it. Oh, and by the way, now that Ford has come out with an electric truck, they're disruptive. So I know that Kathy Woods is going to put them in the portfolio, because if you make an EV, you are disruptive AF. So go Ford. Way to put yourself in the same category as Square and Tesla and NIO. I mean, now I think they do about 1.3 million trucks per year. I think they'll be probably selling about, vehicles per year. This should probably take them up to about 5 million vehicles sold per year, because this thing is just so disruptive. Yep. Go Ford. By the way, that was sarcasm. All right. NVIDIA. NVIDIA plans a 4-to-1 split. Interesting. This is the first time that they have split in 14 years, and it's going to be a 4-to-1 split. So what that means is your stock price gets divided by 4. So if you, I don't know what their stock price is now, $600, but it'll be around $150. So this is going to take place on the 20th of June, I believe. 21st of June? No, that's wrong. Hold on a second. 23rd of June, I think it is. Yes, if the split is approved, shareholders will record a close of record at June 21st. So the next day, the next market day, you'll get the split, and it'll look like a 75% drop in your portfolio. Don't worry, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Yeah, Dom. No, I don't get it. Ford is now a tech company. I do agree. 5 million per year bear case. That is my bear case. My bull case is 15 billion per year. All right, let's see. What's your prediction about the S&P going to 3,100 in the next 2 months? Go down 30 to 40% till August inflation data. What is the S&P at right now? I don't know why that question just caught my eye. Hold on a second. Why that question just caught my eye. S&P is at 30. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. You know, that's just timing. That's just trying to predict markets and timing and whatnot. So why do you think they're going to split the stock? It's like 80 plus. Yeah, I think Gil, I think a lot of these companies nowadays are doing it to make the stock more affordable, quote unquote affordable. I mean, it's a lot easier for people. It's a lot easier to get traffic and volume at a stock that is $150 versus a stock that's $600. So that is that. Do you believe that raising the interest rates will crash the market again? I'm currently building capital and waiting for catalyst. You know what, Zach? Good question. If they raise the interest rates, I do believe that there will be an initial drop in the market. But I think that they're going to say that we're increasing rates, and they're really going to drive home that it's increasing rates to compensate for inflation. So it's not just going to be increasing rates on you. It's going to be increasing rates to do something and lower your inflation. So they're going to say that you're going to pay more to borrow more, but your goods are going to cost less. So that's just what it's going to be. Threw Mo off. This chat is disruptive. I like that. All right, let's go to the last story. This is an interesting one. I haven't brought it up, and frankly, I'm just going to go through this one on a very surface level, just because I want to wait for the ruling to come out. I would be more interested in the ruling than the trial just is preparing for closing arguments. So, okay, I don't know what Fortnite is. I know that it's a game. I don't know what the game is. I'm not a big gamer. So if you guys can tell me what Fortnite is. I know the thing that I do like about Fortnite and that I think is cool and what I wish I had back as a kid, I would like to... am I going to trade or just talk? Well, the market is not open right now, so I guess I'm just going to talk. It's cool that you can have any device and you can play your friends on any device. That would be awesome. So, all right, let's see. Epic Games. So Epic Games is the creator of Fortnite and Apple. The trial outcome will reverberate far outside of Oakland, California courtroom as Apple faces scrutiny from lawmakers, regulators, and software developers who say that the company exercises too much control and restricts competition within its app store. You know, this is not a new thing. There's been a lot of people that have gone after Apple for this, saying that they're basically creating a monopoly. I mean, I don't know. I guess I look at it as you can go ahead and there can be competitors to it. I mean, Google has an app store. Yes, it's very difficult to make a competitor against a trillion-dollar company, maybe multi-trillion-dollar. I don't know what their market cap is now, 1.6 trillion or something, because they could just gobble you up. But I guess I could see it from both sides. I don't know. The judge is expected to make a ruling in the coming months. When this comes out, we'll talk about it a little bit more. Apple has argued that Epic is merely trying to take advantage of Apple's investment and store without paying its fair share. So interesting argument between these two. Never played. I know a lot of people. Let's see. Fortnite is a first-person shooter popular with kids. Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, the kids are really into it. The kids really love it. Tim Cook faced questions from the U.S. District Judge Rogers, who suggested Apple's in-app payment system didn't face enough competition and noted that the game developers bring in sizable amounts of revenue the company collects from the App Store. Now, I look at that statement and just say it doesn't face enough competition. I mean, I look at it saying, why is that Apple's responsibility to create competition against themselves? There can be other competition out there. I don't know why they would be penalized, but that's just what I think about that. All right, well, that's that. Give me some stocks, guys. I'm interested to see where this Apple story is going to go. Again, I don't really think that this whole Apple thing. Apple's very they face lawsuits every day from all over the world. They're always into it with China. They're always into it with you name the country, Apple's into it. So sounds like Mo is bearish on Fortnite. I don't know. Not true. I don't really know anything about Fortnite. Do I think if Epic wins, it will be an impact on the Apple stock? Again, I think that it will be an initial reaction, just like it will, and it's going to be okay. I mean, there's no way that this can be a detriment. Worst case scenario, let's say they have to pay fines. There's no way that this is going to be a detrimental fine for Apple. I just don't see it. But no dollar amount has been thrown around yet, so I can't really say. All right, let's do Bumble. Bumble. People keep asking for Bumble. What do we got here? All right. So first thing I notice, there's nothing here on Bumble. This is all the chart that I have on Bumble. So they went IPO on February 11th. I think they should have gone IPO on February 14th. That would have been a lot more. Oh, that was a weekend. Okay, close enough. That'd been cool for Valentine's Day. All right. The reason I don't trade IPOs is because there is not enough data here. So if you want to do anything with these, go on a 15-minute chart and you guys can go ahead and trade it to your heart's desire on that. What is the CRSR that people are talking about? Oh, Corsair Gaming. Again, another stock that went public on September 25th. Guys, we need a year of data to do this. That's just my opinion. You can do it if you want, but I just look at it as your chart tells a whole story to you. And unless you have one year of data, I don't think you have a book. You're like starting to read a book and not finishing all the chapters. So it just doesn't make sense to me of why anybody would trade an IPO. Guys, smash the like button for me. That would be awesome. I'd appreciate it. Right. CCXI. I don't know what that is, but that's a new one. And let me do this one real quick and I will show you. Okay. They got smoked. What is the average volume on this thing? That's what I want to know before I give you an answer. Average volume. Okay, I'll look at it. So it got smoked. I don't know what happened. I'm sure it had to do with earnings or something. Yep, that lines up right with their earnings that just came out. So just wait. Maybe throw a tracker share on it. Wait for the red line to turn up like such, and you'll be you might do well on this. I have no idea, but keep an eye on it. Guys, if you want to join the BidN'Ask Nation or anywhere in the Patreon, let's see. We've already sold 4 this morning. That's great. So this is patreon.com/everythingmoney. If you want the software, if you want any software that Everything Money makes, currently retirement calculator, 8-pillar stocks, real estate calculator, anything that we come out with the exception of a couple of more expensive ones that are only going to be reserved for the BidN'Ask Nation. This tier right here, $23 a month right now. This started at $8 a month. This thing is going to $50 a month. You can see right here, there's almost 3,000 people that are patrons paying for the software. This is great, and you're not going to regret your decision. I promise you. Now, if you want to join the BidN'Ask Nation, and if you like this trading and charts and everything that I do, join me. I make videos, mini videos every day. I have my own watch list that I give to you. I have my own trades that I give to you. There is an incredible community of 400 or 500 people. I really need to go and look, that are ranging from have never seen a chart in their life until today, or they've been doing this since November with me. So people are making money in there hand over fist, and I'm just blown away. There's definitely people that are better traders in there now than me. And don't forget, you get discounts to Everything Money merch when we come out with that. That's going to be starting at 50,000 subscribers. Crossroads businesses, Vanities, Lighting, our 2 homes in Mexico. Right now, we do have 2 people that are traveling somewhere in the world going to look for more houses for us. We may be purchasing a house here in the next couple of months. So that would add a 3rd one. But yeah, the Patreon is amazing. That's all. That's what I got to say about that. It's just incredible. So market opens in 30 seconds from now. Give me one more. Baba, I did last week. Yeti. All right, let's see Yeti. I do like their little Yeti. Their little Yeti cups. Oh, this is something interesting. Okay, so we have a little bit of a power stock. It's trying to start being a power stock. And for those of you that don't know what a power stock is, you're over all 4 of your major moving averages, these colored lines right here, and you're making new all-time highs. So if Yeti is gapped up a little bit today, if it can break out and get into this area and keep going, this would be a power stock. Now, it's not the greatest power stock because it's you got this little pullback in here, but if we can just get a nice tight cluster moving up like so over time, that is going to do very well for you. Gil, retirement calculator. Guys, retirement calculator is amazing. And we have the best retirement calculator out there. there have been people that are like money managers that have told us that we have the best retirement calculator out there. Not only does it tell you that you don't have enough money for retirement, but it tells you how much money you need to save per month, per year extra to retire at whatever level you want to. It's truly incredible. Also, thank you, Nick. Well, how many subs do we have right now? Almost 42,000. So I'm going to call it an 8,000. In 8,000 subs, we're going to be giving away a Tesla Model 3. You pick the colors. If you're a patron, you're automatically entered into that. We are giving away a Tesla Model 3 at 50,000 subscribers and 100,000 subscribers. So it's going to be awesome. We're really close to that. That will be sometime in June. And that's that. I'm going to join the BidN'Ask Nation at the beginning of the month. Can't wait to have you, man. Or woman, Steph. Let's see. Can I buy the software instead of joining the course? No, you cannot right now. The stock screener would be a fantastic ad. Stock screener is coming, but right now, actually, on the 8-pillar, it's not a screener, but you can put together a portfolio, but the stock screener is coming. Does the retirement calculator take Social Securities and pensions into consideration? If you add it in there, it will consider it for you. Yep. So that's that. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I have a lot of stuff to do. G1 Martins. I like that t-shirt idea. By the way, that was sarcasm. I like that. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. You guys have a wonderful day. Smash the like button on your way out, and I will see you tomorrow morning. If you're in the BidN'Ask Nation, I'll see you in about 28 minutes. I'm going to head to the office right now, and we'll get at it and hopefully trade and make some money today. Follow me on Instagram, TraderMoEM_EM. Peace.